And we're back. Welcome back to the boys, to the noise, to the flushing. We are going to take you down to the bottom of the toilet hole today.
Say hello to my little friend.
To Matrix Exposed. Welcome back.
We bring you the Matrix.
The truth. Hopefully you guys are ready for another jam-packed episode here at Toilet Time TV. Your source
For the trash.
for the frequencies. Get those chakras pumping to the top, to the ceiling, to the flow.
Oh, yeah. That's how my money is stacked. I actually start from the ceiling. I sound Canadian. I start from the ceiling, and then I stack it to the floor. Or actually to the flow.
That seems like a little bit more of a gymnastical thing. Like we have to really get those things flowing.
Yeah, well, it's one small step for average-sized people. But that's why I say hello to my average-sized friend.
You know, I think most people actually would prefer to have average-sized things. I don't think. Well, you know, there's
a happy medium.
There's a fish out there that actually likes elongated things.
Are you talking about the snack that smiles back?
Well, there is this snack that always smiles back, and I think I have something for you guys. I don't have a clue. See, this thing is interesting because, as you guys saw in the beginning, the fish was sitting here waiting.
Fascinating.
It's like, hey, guy, come up here. I'm gonna.
Yeah, somehow the fish was ready to receive it, like some kind of.
It had like Wi-Fi frequency.
Yeah,
and they're transferring data.
Yeah, and you can tell on their eyes. Wow, look at that! It's too big. It's 2 weeks now.
It's getting a bottleneck.
Yeah, it's gonna have a fracture here in a second.
Oh, it's going on shore.
That fish is not that big, but the length of this snake is too much.
The interesting part is that it came up and said, "I'm ready."
Yeah, I know.
It's projecting a frequency.
Some kind of host.
Well, regardless, we hope that you're ready to receive, and that your frequencies are tuned in,
and that your mouths are open.
Because today you're going to experience episode 105.
All you need to do is open your mouths and be ready to receive.
Frequency 105. Episode 105, Frequency Fallout.
And it's going to be pretty long, but I think you guys can handle it. Hopefully we don't have to start bending like that guy.
I hope so too. But we have a lot of things for you today. Hopefully you guys are in tune. We have noticed the movement, the shaking, the stirring.
The bending.
Yes. Of frequencies manifesting. I'm sure you guys remember the blob.
We do.
And I'm sure.
Wait, which blob? Are you talking about the organoid blob or are you talking about the sea blob?
We're not going to be talking about the organoid blob this week.
Sponge blob.
Yeah, they actually have more advancements on that, but I'm not going to go into that. I want to break down what I think is actually going on with the sea blob.
Okay.
So,
break it down now, y'all.
Yeah, but before we do, I want you guys to watch this, and as you guys are watching this, remember, acclamation is propaganda. This are 12 channels, and there's more, that are all talking about a sequential event that we all are going to experience here in the future.
A Category 6 hurricane? Is it possible?
Yes,
Do we
it's possible.
need a Category 6? Because it's being debated right now.
It's debated.
So maybe you've seen this headline this week. Category 6. Climate-boosted hurricanes push scientists to rethink classification. A study from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences suggested adding a Category 6 for storms with winds over 192 miles per hour.
Does the hurricane intensity scale go far enough?
No.
Yeah, scientists say no. They are proposing a 6th category to measure hurricane strength.
Using a threshold of 192 miles per hour, Wayner and Jim Cosson found 5 storms in the past decade that exceeded what they call a Category 6.
The risk of Category 6 storms is increasing dramatically.
But now scientists are considering a Category 6.
Two researchers have proposed adding a Category 6.
In the paper published on Monday, the authors, through their research, are suggesting a Category 6 hurricane rating.
This week, researchers suggested the addition of a new Category 6.
Could it be time to bring in a Category 6 hurricane?
I think it's time.
Is it time to add a Category 6?
It's time.
With the strength of a hurricane, and so they're proposing adding a Category 6.
Their proposal calls for anything with winds over 192 miles an hour to be a Cat 6.
The new study, published by 2 climate scientists, proposed adding a Category 6 to the scale for hurricanes with winds greater than 192 miles per hour.
Adding a Category 6 hurricane level is what's up for debate right now. The National Academy of Sciences is arguing that tonight.
As you guys can remember, the BLOB. Now, I'm going to show you guys another video about this BLOB. But as you guys remember, I want to connect something for you guys with this BLOB. Clearly, they wanted to do a Category 6 hurricane. This is me on Google Maps. And what you're seeing right here is the most obscure island on the earth. It's a place called Bouvet Island. And what's interesting is when you look at this island on the larger map, when we look at the BLOB map, this seems to be the location where all the blob anomalies start to resonate from. And it just looks like a glacier. What's the larger agenda? And what are they doing here? So we heard that they're going to be doing a category, well, at least all the scientists now, and all those videos you just saw, colleague, they were from 3 months ago, all of them. So before hurricane season arrived, they want us all to know, hey man, we really need to have Category 6 hurricanes, which is 192 miles an hour. So you got to ask yourself, why do they want the public to know that there's going to be 192 mile an hour hurricanes?
Because they want us to get those hurricane reinforcements at Home Depot.
They want us to probably buy generators.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
From Home Depot.
And start getting more FEMA checks and get FEMA trailers and everything else.
Yeah.
But outside of FEMA, which I'm only saying that because you guys can see probably where the end game is going. So think about it simply. There's some kind of blob that's starting here at Bouvet Island. They want us to know that there's a higher proclivity now for Category 6 hurricanes. And we didn't watch all the videos context, but the scientists' context is because climate change, the ocean waters are heating up. And because hot water is the optimal scenario for superstorms, we should expect higher strength hurricanes. So, of course, the boogeyman, climate control.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was thinking is, these anomalies, these blobs that we've been seeing, they're just frequencies. And the frequencies are glitching out these systems. And that's what you're seeing. But these frequency readings, or this blob, goes all the way to the tip of Africa. Every hurricane that we get on the East Coast starts off of the tip of Africa as a tropical depression. And then it turns into a tropical storm, and then a hurricane, but it all starts right there. So what if these frequency oscillations, this dispersion, is heating up, not the ocean, because heating up the whole ocean as a whole is too much, but they're heating the ocean currents, like the Gulf Stream. And then that stream is going to carry that heated water all the way up so it can heat all that water in the path of those hurricanes or those tropical depressions, which eventually turn to hurricanes. And if it can do it long, only during the time that a hurricane is coming, it will constantly speed up the strength. Now, another thing, like many people have heard about, is HAARP. And HAARP deals specifically with atmospherical disturbances. Like if you go on their website, it actually has this disclaimer. HAARP does not create the aurora lights. the Northern Lights. It actually clearly says that because so many people are saying it's HAARP. But what's another anomaly that adds additional flame to the fire for hurricanes? It's hot air. So what if at Bouvet Island somehow, something around there, there's some kind of DARPA, IARPA frequency dispersion, high frequency dispersion device that's manipulating the ocean currents? Because all frequency heats. Think of a microwave. Microwave shoots at about 2.45 gigahertz. Right. That invisible wave boils water. So all frequency can heat. So what if they're shooting this high frequency into the jet stream, heating up the Gulf Stream, which then circulates up and it's heating all the path of the ocean. And at the same time, we have HAARP airplanes, or, they always say we're sending out these weather airplanes to check out the hurricane. But what if they're sending out these HAARP airplanes with HAARP devices that manipulate the atmospheric jet stream? So then it stops wind that is shearing, because that's another thing that stops hurricanes is shearing winds. So it deters shearing winds. And then it has the ability to produce a frequency that can heat up the air. So you have a hotter atmospheric jet stream, you have a hotter water, and you're going to have massive hurricanes like you've never seen before. And they're all going to say, it's because of global warming. It's climate change, guys.
Well, what if we all fix global warming? What if we all stop, all the carbon dioxide?
Well, this is the controversial take that they've always said, like a senator is asking all these EPA people. So you say we need $50 trillion to go to carbon neutral, to go to zero. If we spend $50 trillion, will we be at zero? And how long will it take? The spin game starts.
You want us to get there, but you can't tell the American taxpayer how much it's going to cost? Is that your testimony?
It's going to save us money, and there's a lot of jobs.
Well, how do we know if you don't know how much it's going to cost?
I'd be happy to pull up the latest numbers that I've seen.
How about $50 trillion? Is that right?
It's going to cost trillions of dollars. There's no doubt about it.
Okay. If we spend trillions of dollars and we achieve, some of your colleagues estimate 50 trillion, and it disappoints me that you're not willing to give the estimates. If it costs $50 trillion, as some of your colleagues have testified, to become carbon neutral by 2050, and I'm all for carbon neutrality, by the way, how much is that going to lower world temperatures? Or how much is that going to reduce the increase in world temperatures?
So every country around the world needs to get its act together. Our emissions are about 13% of global emissions.
Yeah, but if you could answer my question, if we spend $50 trillion, you're the Deputy Secretary of Energy, give me your estimate of how much that is going to reduce world temperatures.
So first of all, it's a net cost. It's what benefits we're having from getting our act together and reducing all of those climate benefits. We're seeing.
Let me ask again. Maybe I'm not being
country.
clear. If we spent $50 trillion to become carbon neutral by 2050 in the United States of America, how much is that going to reduce world temperatures?
This is a global problem. So we need to reduce our emissions, and we need to do everything we can.
How much, if we do our part, is it going to reduce world temperatures?
So we're 13% of global emissions.
You don't know, do you? You don't know, do you?
You can do the math. We need to.
You don't know, do you, Mr. Secretary?
So we're 13% of global emissions.
If you know, why won't you tell me?
If we went to zero, that would be 13%.
You don't know, do you? You just want us to spend $50 trillion, and you don't have the slightest idea whether it's going to reduce world temperatures.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
Yes, they are. They're going to do it anyway.
It sounds like some kind of reincarnation anyway.
Scientists, and this is an older paper.
We got here Skynet.
Well, this is
CNET,
but they're talking about this paper.
We're talking about the sea versus the sky. Okay.
They were talking about this paper written by Stanford that shows that scientists can create a sound so loud it instantly boils water. And so this is a picture of it, And basically, they say it's a powerful X-ray laser that blasts tiny jets of water with short pulses of high-frequency energy. And when it hits the water, it instantly vaporizes the water molecules, and it creates these little waves. So the idea that they couldn't have something that could do this right now is crazy talk. Of course they can. And it all makes sense. It's like once I saw all these stupid videos of Cat 6, we need Category 6, Hurricane 6, Hurricane 60. Like, that's real. And it's just not arbitrary claim. These are legitimate scientists who are saying this is a real concern we need to have.
They're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to do it while we watch like a cameraman.
Yeah, unfortunately. And you know, Florida just started trying to resolve their house insurance pandemic. But once that Category 6 comes in, and this is just another layer of addition of that they don't want you to own anything. Because if you can't afford property tax, if you can't afford house insurance, you can't get a house. And if house insurance costs you $10,000, $20,000 a month, because nobody wants to insure those houses because Category 6 hurricanes are going to demolish your house, which means it's guaranteed loss for all the house insurance companies. Only the rich people are going to be able to afford houses in Florida.
I feel like that's how it is right now anyway.
Well, let's just...
yeah, it's just going to have to be richer people.
Yeah, but think about it. It's like right now, if you own a house, like let's say you even paid off your house, like you owe nothing, you still have to pay property tax. And, you know, property tax might be anywhere from, let's say, $2,000 to $4,000 a year. But what if that jumps to $10,000, $20,000 a year? That's going to cost you about $2,000 a month. And you don't even have a mortgage. Just to own a house, you need house insurance. And you can't afford no $2,000 a month, and that doesn't even include the mortgage. So this is what I'm saying. It seems like this is a larger, there's so many layers that this fits right in. So I think that's actually what's going on with this blob. I think the whole blob thing. And, oh, yeah, there's another interesting thing. Vent Sky. I think it's called Venter Sky.
Somebody get this guy a beer.
Welcome back.
I think it's called Venter Sky.
We gotta do it anyway. That website where they were showing the blob, I think it's called Venter Sky. They came out with a tweet and they said they have to shut down the whole entire website, the whole system to do a maintenance update. And clearly, these blob videos have gone viral. They know. So what they're going to do is probably change it so that you'll never see these blobs again. And clearly, these blobs are probably just a glitch within the reading system because it's reading these frequencies. And so now we'll never be able to see it again, but it's done. We all now have videos of it, so they can't pretend it never existed. But it was all before the hurricane season.
I guess the only question now is how much time do we have?
Well, it's coming. Hurricane season is coming around the corner.
Should we be calling our loved ones?
I don't think you probably need to call anybody, but
What about my insurance company?
If you have house insurance, maybe, and ask them, will you cover it anyway?
Yeah, all this is a lot to take in. Boy, oh boy. I wish we had some word of encouragement from Moses Wong or something.
Sometimes you just have to let go because action speaks louder than speaker. You are who are you. It is what is it. Don't chase, attack. People come, clean as you go. Take the risk, keep the change.
Sometimes action speaks louder than speaker.
Well, that's good. I'll add another layer to all of this outside of Professor
Wong.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen these TikTok videos, but there's been this weird epidemic of all these whales beaching themselves and committing death amongst themselves.
Wow. They're unaliving themselves.
Yeah. And what's interesting about these videos is that they have an aerial view, and it's viral. I mean, you guys can look it all up. They all huddle together. So it's this big collusion of like mass alien takeover, but they all get together. And there's like 100 of them. And you see them all huddling, and they're sitting out their way in the ocean. It's like they're talking. And then after about an hour or so, they all together go straight and beach themselves right on to the shore, all of them at the same time. And then you got people panicking, trying to throw them back into the ocean, which they do. But then they go down the shore some more, and then they just do it again.
Wow.
And so...
Well, maybe something spooked them, and now they're trying to get out of the water.
Right. If there's these frequencies that are being projected, it could make these animals, because these whales are very sensitive. They have sonar detection.
So are you saying that they're all convening at the same spot because that's where the frequency is coming from? So they think the frequency is calling them or something, and then all of a sudden the frequency gets too aggressive, so it scares them.
Well, it could be that. It could be, there's multiple speculations of why they're doing this, but I ultimately think, because I don't think that these frequency testings is isolated to just the Atlantic Ocean. I think they're probably testing it in Australia, around that area, New Zealand, probably Indian Ocean, China, everywhere. Because at some point, this is a very useful scheme for all governments. But I think that if you guys know, dolphins and whales, they have sonar communication that's really sensitive to frequency. So if there's these high frequency projections, these dolphins and whales are going to be very susceptible to all this outside noise. And if it's strong, can you just imagine like hearing this high pitched frequency in your ear? Now, what if it's extremely loud and it never goes away? You're probably going to feel like you're going insane. And I would assume these dolphins and whales probably feel the same thing. And so it's just interesting that they all decided to migrate together. They all communicated together, and then they all just decided to, wait for the comet so they all could be taken away.
Yeah, I don't like that. There's something very fishy about all this.
And what's even more interesting is that there was an anglerfish, one of those like football blackfishes, that they live 3,000 to 6,000 feet down into the ocean. Like there's no light. They live down there. And they started beaching themselves too. They started coming onto shore. How does a 3,000 foot, how does a fish that lives 3,000 feet decide that it's going to come to the shore, which has never come to shore, and it's just going to off itself too?
Man, it's sick.
Well, it just makes sense that if these frequencies are being projected everywhere, it's going to disturb sea life.
Yeah, which it is.
Yeah, and I think we've seen all kinds of these over the last couple months. We saw can't remember all those fish that were, they call it the Red Sea and the blood of the sea and all that stuff. But it's just interesting, regardless which rabbit hole, a total hole you want to go down. It makes sense. Frequencies are being dispersed. They're disturbing all the ocean sea life. It's heating up the water, which that heat also may be disturbing sea life, because these ocean currents, they're kind of like a radiator system. They take cold air from the bottom and cold water, and they bring it up, and then they take the hot water and it comes down. So it kind of makes a homeostasis cooling system. That's what these ocean currents are doing. But if you constantly heat it up, you're just going to have more hot water. And eventually this is going to create disturbances in wildlife too. So it makes sense, I think. And
but none of this explains why the whales are huddling together and talking amongst themselves before they decide to do something so drastic.
Well, it seems like it's a teamed event.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm. But this is legitimate, and there's many news channels who filmed this, and it's, you guys can look it up and find it yourself. There's hundreds of these videos. So something is bothering them, and they're, whales and dolphins are they're higher intelligent creatures. So it's not like they're just doing this because they, some arbitrary reason. Something is disturbing them. to the point of they don't want to exist anymore. So anyways, that's what I wanted to bring you guys to the table of this frequency fallout. So to summarize, all of these disturbances of the blob originate at this weird, obscure island called Bouvet Island. There's a high proclivity that there's some kind of DARPA IARPA device that it can distribute some kind of high frequency resonance. Maybe microwaves. Who cares? Some kind of frequency disturbance that can heat up the ocean's currents. And then this frequency can be read all the way to the tip of Africa. These HARP airplanes, in conjunction with DARPA, whoever, can easily shoot out frequencies that could disturb the atmospheric jet stream, which could create hotter atmospheric jet streams and stop shredding jet streams, which is one of the things that stops hurricanes from speeding up. So if they can make a more calmer jet stream by heating up the air, heating up the ocean, clearly they want us to have Category 6 hurricanes. This is on the on-rise. So I think this whole thing was just a testing setup to verify if all of this technology can work. And I think if it's not this year, because if it happens this year, I think it's going to be a little too obvious. But it could. But if it does, it's probably going to be somewhere around August at the end of hurricane season. Or it could be for the next president. So I talked about it before. Whoever the next president is, they're going to get dropped with some junk. The Wall Street's going to trash. The economy's going to trash. If you start getting Category 6s, you're going to have trash on top of trash. It's just going to be super trash. So assuming that Trump does get in somehow, and now he's happy. He's like, oh, I can finally be president. He's going to have all kinds of trash that I don't even know how you're going to, he ain't going to be able to do anything. His whole entire presidency is just going to be cleaning trash.
Yeah.
And if it's Biden, he doesn't even know what to do. So he's just going to be swimming in trash.
Well, they're going to blame it all on Trump, whether it happens in his term or not.
What, climate change?
All of it, yeah. Trump is the reason for climate change. He's the reason for Obama change. He's the reason for it all. He's the reason for the season.
And that's why we have change in our pocket.
No, they're going to say no. Trump is the reason for Bidenomics too. So we don't have any change.
Well, regardless.
And you're going to be so broke, you're going to have to go outside just to change your mind.
That might not be available either.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they're going to start shooting frequencies at you too. And they're going to tell you what to think. Project Blue Smear.
Well, not if we're so poor that like you can't even take the trash out. You're actually taking trash in.
Yeah. I don't even know what to think about that.
Well, it's because it hasn't happened yet.
They're gonna do it anyway.
They will. They will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah. You guys keep cheering. You guys keep screaming for whatever president you want and keep fighting about your nonsensical political agendas while they're over here
getting him.
Doing frequency fallout. And you know what's interesting is everybody keeps worrying about nuclear bombs and keep worrying about these proxy wars in Iran and Iraq and Israel and Hamas and Palestine, while they're over here saying, yeah, focus on all that jive, while we're over here screwing up the oceans and going to send you Category 6 hurricanes. But you guys just keep focusing on Palestine and Israel and all that jive. Don't see what we're doing over here. We're doing nothing. Don't see anything.
I don't see no evil.
So that is what I think is coming on the on-rise. And you guys are going to hear it because we'll probably refer back to this video. There is no nuclear warfare. It's not happening. All these wars you're seeing is all proxy. Everything is all about consequential circumstance. They're going to make you bow because you have no option. It's very Machiavellian. We're going to create the problem, and then we're going to give you the solution. But you don't think we're the one that caused the problem. But we are. It's very Nerorian.
Yeah. And they're going to look at Trump and be like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And everybody's going to go like, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what the future entails. I just know that at some point it will happen. The Trojan horse will get dropped, and there's going to be multiple layers that happen. And the government is constantly going to say,
I do not recall that, okay?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Sorry, I have no recommendation of those.
Do not recall any of that.
This Abdul
I do not
Hakiki?
No, I don't recall.
You do recall it?
No, I don't recall that at all.
yeah, I don't recall anything. But anyways, that's it for my little segment on frequency fallout. It's real. It's possible. And I think it's what makes sense. So be ready for Category 6 hurricanes at a coast near you. And don't think it's just America testing it. I think America's going to perfect it. Then you're going to probably see this all over the globe. Climate change, guys. Thank you, Al Gore.
Yes, thank you.
Well, what do you got on your tab?
Well, translators are in trouble now. If you are pursuing a career in translating, or you are bilingual, trilingual, quadlingual,
polyglot.
Yeah, if you're a polyglot. Scientists at the University of California have developed a brain chip that actually allows you to speak 2 different languages instantly. They put this brain chip in a stroke survivor to allow him to communicate in Spanish and in English for the first time. So if you've ever wanted to take Spanish, forget about it. Here soon, Spanish will take you.
A major breakthrough for a stroke survivor. Scientists at the University of California, San Francisco, have developed a bilingual brain implant to help a man who became paralyzed nearly 2 decades ago. So this implant, which uses artificial intelligence, helps the patient switch between communicating from English to Spanish. The patient first received the implant in 2019, but it wasn't until 3 years later that scientists discovered a way to train the bilingual brain implant using AI. Before that, he could only communicate in English. Researchers hope this technology will offer some new hope to bilingual people with paralysis.
So it's an implantable chip, kind of like a Neuralink thing.
Yeah. So before, I showed you, I think it was last week, where the guy, he was able to, in a earbud, like an AirPod, he's able to instantly translate what his friend is saying to him in a whole different language, and it's instant. So he just hears him in his own native language, whether it's English or whatever it is. Now it's getting closer to home, inside your dome.
Well, that's interesting. I'm sure that once Neuralink gets really perfected, they'll probably be able to do those things as well. But yeah, because I don't know if I would want a brain chip installed in my head that only does one thing. Everybody, we don't want a little stack. We want a good stack.
Yeah, I like it thick.
We don't want one house. We want 2 houses.
Yeah.
And
on heavy.
I don't know if I would want to have brain surgery just so I could be a polyglot. If that's what I was saying, it's like, well, maybe.
No, I'm just saying, think about the implications of this. So again, it's almost like that Matrix movie is becoming a reality.
You're talking about the downloadability or something.
Yeah. Okay. So you get Neuralace or Neuralink, whatever they call it nowadays, and it's in your brain. And now you can just download Spanish. And now you know Spanish. You download Swahili, and now you know Swahili.
Yeah, what makes sense to me is that, you know how big companies buy out smaller companies. So what might happen is Elon might, buy out this company. Because if it's a brain chip connection or brain chip technology, then yeah, that could probably easily integrate it into Neuralink. And yeah, at that point, if they have verified this ability to just literally download it, and then it makes your brain instantly engage into this communication fluidly. See, because it's one thing to say it, but there has to be comprehension of what you're saying, because you're trying to, there's a mastery of rhetoric, but that only comes by you knowing what you're saying. So that's actually interesting, because usually words are accumulated by experience. Like when you eat an apple, you see an apple, then you know that's an apple. It's interesting how they're trying to project, because there has to be some kind of pictorial memory or some kind of, because, everybody don't see pictures, but everybody has to have some kind of level of empirical reality of what you're talking about in their own head. So somehow they have convinced the brain without muscle memory. Like somehow they just download this and it's convinced the brain these things are real. Because think about if it was a blind person. Theoretically, this chip should even work on a blind person. But a blind person has no empirical reality of what a coffee cup looks like, what an apple looks like, nothing. But somehow it'll be able to say these words in a contextual format because somehow it's convinced the brain that these things are real, and the brain knows now somehow what it is. Now that's really advanced. Like that's, it's borderline Platonic. It's like some kind of dualism. You don't know anything's real, like a blind person. You don't know anything out here. You can't see it. But somehow your brain now knows it's real. But you've never experienced any of it. I mean, that's straight spiritual stuff.
Yeah, it is. It truly is.
You seem impressed.
I am. And there's also, there's a interesting video I saw this last week. I guess it goes in line with the translation and the translator, the uselessness of translators that, they're not useless now, but they will be soon. So if you're going to school for it, look out. But here's an interesting video.
Oh, we're here for the museum.
What is your best language?
English.
English is your best language?
So I speak English, but I don't understand English. So he's translating to Mandarin.
You expect me to understand your language?
Well, I'm speaking English.
Great. Folks, we're going to have you sign in. You do have to check your bag, sir.
What time is it?
I have 4:19.
How did you hear about us?
So we were looking at museums on Google Maps.
All right, we can understand him fine. So the tour takes you through 500 years of psychiatric history into modern day.
这个展览会带您走进500年的这个psychiatry 的这个日期。
Is there something funny about this?
这有一些什么很搞笑的吗
No.
没有。
Okay, we fight for the human rights of people.
我们会在这里抗争人类的。
Even they can't handle it.
It's
The prophecy is true.
The prophecy is true. Well, that's real life right there. So, she was over here asking the translator things, but then the translator just asked the guy, she's like, there's something funny about that? He's like, is there something, in Mandarin?
Yeah, then he answered the question in English, but then he expected the answer to be given to those people in Mandarin, and they're like, I can just hear the first guy.
I know.
It's like, this is backwards.
But that's what it's coming to. Pretty soon that's going to be a reality. You're going to be a translator who went to Harvard or something, and you learned communications and all this. You got your communication degree, and you're going to find yourself not thinking anything's funny, but people are going to ask you, you think that's funny? And they're going to be able to understand each other in their own languages even. And you're just going to be this third wheel.
It feels like this is like very bad coded AI. It's like it's like a redundancy got added and they forgot to delete it. And it's like, this is unnecessary. The guy's speaking English. I'm speaking English. I can just talk to him. It's like, no, the code has forced it. You have to first speak English to the Mandarin interpreter. Then the Mandarin interpreter is going to speak to the English speakers in Mandarin. But then the English speaker is going to speak English, which can come back to the first English speaker.
This is the definition. According to Oxford, this is the definition of the third wheel. Being a third wheel. The third body problem. That guy actually became the third body problem because he was standing there.
Yeah. I know that's all a skit, but it clearly the people who they were talking to didn't look like they're involved at all.
They looked upset.
Yeah, I'm really trying to visualize. Like for me, I'd be laughing because
you could tell that the people started breaking character.
Yeah, those guys. But the older people, I think they were trying to legitimately work it, like try to figure out what's going on.
No, I don't think so. Everything they were just trying to talk to the guy who can understand him. He wasn't talking to him without the translator.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, it doesn't look like the older people could tell it was a skit. Like they were still trying to figure out how to work this. Like I don't know what's going on. Clearly, we don't need this guy here. But, maybe there's, can we help you?
Yeah, and then he had to have it translated.
Yeah. What I'm saying is most people, I think, would have realized, oh, this is a skit. They would have laughed and whatever. But it's like the older people were trying to legitimately say, I don't know what's going on, but I don't need you.
Well, it's funny because they're at a museum, and these older people probably belong in the museum.
Yeah.
The museum, is about history and ancient relics, and they're trying to explain to them stuff in history. They're not thinking about the future.
But what's funny is one point that lady actually said, "We're here for human rights. We support human rights. We're not trying to offend nobody."
Yeah, and the translator thought that was funny.
Yeah, he broke character. He's like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, and she asked me, "Is that funny?" And he actually translated it for the guy, and the guy wasn't laughing. He's like, "No, it's not funny." So the translator said, "No, that's not funny" in Mandarin. It's like, what? Yeah, anyway,
yeah.
So that's what it's coming to now, because we're going to be able to have AI chips in our brain to instantly translate for us.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about this third body problem.
Yeah. So if you're in Spanish class right now, drop out. Otherwise, Spanish is going to drop out of you.
Well, I do agree. It's just like anything. One of those, this is just redundancy. I'm not going to talk about it here. Maybe I'll do a hot take one of these days. But Sam Altman, everybody's heard of universal basic income. If nobody has jobs, we all need money. So there needs to just be universal. People need to be given universal money so they can have some way to sustain their life because nobody's going to have a job.
UTIs.
But they have it's universal taxing
income. Oh, you said UBIs.
Yeah, universal basic income. Yeah. But Sam Altman talked about this thing called universal basic compute, which he thinks is going to be more valuable than income, which we'll talk about it in some other video. But yeah, this is just a evident manifestation of redundancy when it comes to some type of machine learning or AI advancement where humans, all those really technical, complicated things is very simple for AI, especially when they're categorical adjustments, just like language. So yeah, this is just one of many things, which, maybe this skit is. Maybe this skit was just an example to mock the idea that you guys are wasting all your time trying to learn all this jive. AI is going to eventually do this with it. Because we got it right now. You got those apps where you can just hold up the phone and it's listening to the other person and it just translates. It is the third body. But it's doing it real time, so it's not in your brain. Yeah, as soon as you get it in your brain, it's over.
And I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying everybody else is gonna.
Yeah, they've been judging you. They've been judging you for like 1,000 years.
And we're judging you now too.
Yeah.
If you get this UTI in your brain.
Yeah, be careful of that. Remember the fish. The fish are going to get you.
Yeah, and just like the whales, you're just gonna show up you're gonna go beach yourself, and then you're gonna open your mouth.
Yeah, and some magical frequency is gonna force you to open your mouth and just take it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Do you remember those days?
I try not to think about it.
Yeah, I remember once in one of our older episodes, you tell me when you were a little boy, you used to have a lot of dreams, but you didn't really feel comfortable talking about them.
Yeah, that's true. Then, as much as it is true today.
Do you have dreams like those fishes?
About receiving large amounts of data instantly? No, I haven't had any of those in a while.
Yeah. Well, I know those fishes. It looks like they were dreaming if you look at their eyes.
Oh, I know. They were wide awake.
Yeah.
Like, those guys were woke.
They're like attuned.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else you got?
Well, there's been videos going viral lately of people pulling out their phones and saying that Chipotle, however you want to say it, will give you larger portions if you pull your phone out and start recording them. I'm sure you guys have seen one of the videos, maybe many of the videos, because it's been going everywhere. So if you haven't seen it, here it is.
That's some portion.
I'll do
Now that is what a bowl should look like. That's almost 3 scoops.
That's what a bowl should look like. That's almost 3 scoops. Here is Chipotle, however, saying that they didn't say that. So Lori Shallow, the company's chief corporate affairs and food safety officer, confirmed to People that the viral phone rule isn't an official policy at Chipotle at all, and said that there have been no changes in Chipotle's portion sizes. So we know that last part's not true. The other part's not true either. She says, our intentions are to provide a great experience every time, and our meals have always been completely customizable, so guests can vocalize or digitally select their desired portions when choosing from this list of real ingredients.
Yeah, but all this is telling us is that all the ingredients are allocated a pre-set amount. That's all it's saying. It's like if they're telling you can't change the portion size and it never has changed, that means portion size has already been determined.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then who's choosing? See, this is gaslighting 101. Because there's a consistent complaint, right? And the consistent complaint is clearly Chipotle has been reducing sizes, right? That's constant. Like Keith Lee, that food critic, he even tested it and verified that it's not the same sizes. So it's one of the two, right? It's either the employees, which this would make no sense, but it's either employees are deciding to say, I just don't want to give people large portion sizes, as though they actually care. Clearly, anybody who's worked in food, they don't care. Or they've been advised to make sure that you reduce portion size. It's one of the two. You can't have both. Like maybe you can have a percentage of margin of error where somebody just hates people and they decide to do it, but it's one of the two. Consistency proves something.
Yeah, it's like that video we showed a couple weeks ago where that lady was calling out the Burger King for the Whopper that she could actually see through.
The Big Mac at McDonald's.
Big Mac at McDonald's. That's what it was. Yeah, and yeah, so this portion, it's getting smaller and thinner. She actually compared it to the size of a pickle. The pickle is thicker than the actual patty itself. So it's like McDonald's coming on and saying, no, look, our portions have always been the same. We didn't say nothing. We didn't do anything like that. No, everything's been the same. Just go back to sleep, folks. And that's it. But yeah, that's what I feel like. It's like we already know that first part, the second part isn't true. So maybe the first part isn't true either. Maybe they did at one point authorize some kind of gimmick to get people to come in. So naturally, I mean, it's a genius thing. If they tell everybody, all of their employees, to give larger portions whenever someone pulls a phone out, that's going to cause everybody to go there, eat there, and pull their phone out and record and get a larger portion, which is going to cause more people to go there because they're going to see, wow, look at all the food that you get at Chipotle or Chipotle, whatever they call themselves. Anyway, it was a good gimmick, but then they got caught. And now they say, no, we didn't make any such claims.
Yeah, but they're still just going to continue increasing portion sizes so that anybody who films it, it's going to have good publicity. So they're not going to stop. Even though they'll say we didn't do it, you're still just going to. But, give it a year, and slowly you're going to see it go back to normal. But it's
I don't
slow.
know. You might find some kind of employee out there who's upset about all this, and he may act, if you pull your phone out, he's just going to give you a little bit.
Yeah, but he's probably just going to get fired.
Maybe. But I'm sure that's going to become a fad too. It's like, don't pull your phone out because you're not going to get anything.
Maybe. But I think what's a good example of all of this is perception is reality. So this truck is going over this bridge, and you gotta be careful, because when you go over these like really primitive land bridges, things can really happen. Better be careful. It's about to fall over. And you're about to see why perception is so important. And this is the epitome of what I think the Chipotle bowls are happening with. Oh, he's about to fall over. And, there it is.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah, see, he got you.
He had to actually save it. That looks like an expensive truck.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say, is that a lot of this is just perceptional. You think it's bigger. You think you're getting more, but really it's just an optical illusion.
Well, there's people who don't think so.
Who are these people?
The Ronnie B clique.
The Stanikis?
The Ronnie B. He's just this guy that's been causing problem, and he has a clique. And honestly, I'm part of that clique now. And you could be too if you subscribe, but this is what I'm talking about.
Hey, just so everyone knows, this is a public service announcement, and I am not driving. There's the driver right there. I am not driving. So, if you are part of Ronnie B's clique, leave now, block, get off of my page. Because somebody's done called up there to my job, and then now it's done cost me a job, and then they're telling them about my medical condition, and it's f***ed up. So if you're a part of Ronnie B's clique, get off my page. I don't want to see you no more.
Done. Like I said, I'm part of Ronnie B's clique. I didn't call his job, though. That guy's job. I don't even know who that guy is. But I think Ronnie B did. I'm glad he's not the one driving while he's making the public announcement. I'm glad he's safe.
Well, I'm glad too, because he seemed really concerned. Like he seemed kind of nervous.
Yeah, you're either like, the world has been divided lately a lot. There's been a lot of division, and now there's a new division across the world. You're either on this guy's side or Ronnie B's side. So choose this day who you're going to serve.
Yeah. I don't know. First, I'd like to know who Johnny B is.
Ronnie B.
Johnny B. Bad. Or
Ronnie B. Ronnie B.
Yeah. Well, whoever it is, warning out to Ronnie B. You better watch out. That guy, he's on to you. He sees what you're doing.
Well, as a face of the clique, I can say that the meeting is going to be happening here soon. So everybody needs to. You guys all should have got your text messages if you're in the clique. If you're not, then you're on this guy's side.
That's good. I like that. Well, shout out to Ronnie B and his clique. And what else you got?
Well, you guys have all heard of the hydrogen engines. But now, and everybody's getting schwatted by the gas companies, whoever's trying to make water-powered engines, hydro engines. You already know this. Everybody is old. But now what people have been starting to do is make soup-powered engines. So I thought this was pretty cool. But this guy is able to put soup into his engine, and it actually runs off of soup. So it's kind of like that uncanny valley area where... Not uncanny valley. What am I... No, it's kind of normal, but kind of not. So, in a way, he's not making a hydrogen-powered engine, so the gas company should be fine with it. But anyway, this guy is making his engine run off of soup. So, here it is.
SpaghettiOs.
And this is what mechanics don't want you to know. That's why they're not telling you.
Let's see. We're getting sucked in. Kind of like those fishes. Wow. It's like the car really likes that flavor.
Yeah, so there it is.
All right.
Yeah, it's running way better.
Good, man. See you next time.
Everything's running better on SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, so that's this guy's actually doing it. He actually made a soup running engine.
Maybe it wasn't feeling very good. Maybe it was a little under the weather, and nothing makes us feel good as much as gasoline. So this woman decides to go to the gas station and just give itself needs a full fuel clean.
How is she doing that?
And it's a little expensive.
Yeah, it's a really expensive car wash.
But you could put SpaghettiOs into your air intake, and you can just wash your car with fuel.
She's getting that on her clothes too. If she smokes, she's got a mask on. So
regardless, everybody's clean.
Yeah,
it's thorough.
That probably did do some really good cleaning.
Yeah, like take your paint straight off.
Yeah. Pretty much. She should have just went to this guy, though. I mean, I don't know. I was going to say, here's another video of the guy putting more soup in the same engine.
Oh, see? This one's chicken noodle. So maybe the car's yeah, see, it's like...
Yeah, see? It stopped it. It stopped it from the...
Yeah, hydro Hydro lock.
Anyway, I think we've all seen enough. So forget about hydro-powered engines. I guess the way of the master is now soup-run engines, chunky soup.
Well, that's... I think that might be a good idea, especially when it's cold. You know, everybody likes a good hot bowl of soup when it's cold. And, you know, they tell you, you know, there's this debate. Should I preheat my engine? Should I not when it's cold? Forget all that.
Okay.
Just throw some soup in there. And everybody feels better. And make sure it's hot. Like, you know, do a little service. Put it in the microwave at 2.45 gigahertz. And boil that water. And then give that nice warm bowl of soup to your frozen car engine. And I think it's going to be happy and give you a positive result. I think that's what he's showing us. See, this isn't probably optimal because it's hot outside. I could tell it was pretty sunny and hot.
Well, I can say from experience, you know, the chunky chicken noodle soup has always got my engine turning just fine. I mean, it's got... What's so funny? You find that funny?
We're gonna do it anyway.
Well, like I said, you know, it's got to be the chunky. I don't like the thin soup. I like it thick.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, I like it. I want you to lay it on heavy.
Yeah, well. Regardless, I hope everybody is ready for the winter season after our Category 6 hurricane season. And don't forget this tip that was provided here at Toilet Time TV, exclusively by Colleagues Toilet Tab. Put that chunky soup, feed it a hot bowl of SpaghettiOs, and your car will thank you.
Unless you're part of Ronnie B's clique, and then
you can get out of here.
Yeah. Well, no, this is the place for you. Everybody else can go suck rocks.
Yeah. Well, what else is on your tab?
I don't know if it's delusion or not. You guys can tell me what you guys think. This guy, I guess, I knew someone like this too. I think you knew the same guy. This guy on Catfish, it's a Catfish episode. And this guy thinks that he was talking to Katy Perry. And then he goes and sees the woman, and it's not Katy Perry. But he still thinks it's Katy Perry, even though he's talking to her face to face. So here's that. I don't know if this is just delusion or if this is AI or what.
Hello? Harriet, I presume.
Yeah,
So you've been talking to Spencer for the last 6 years.
I have.
You don't know Katy Perry.
No,
Where did we meet again?
on the app.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who else could it be? I mean, really, Katy. You can't possibly think it's still Katy Perry. I do. Okay, so... Whoa. Do you want to... Whoa. I mean... Can you just pop his bubble for a second and tell him that he has not been talking to Katy Perry?
What's the name of our kids that we talked about?
It was Laika, Luca, something else. Start with L, probably.
It's not her.
What do you mean?
It's not her.
Why, did she get the names
not
wrong?
No, she got the first two names right.
Dude. She doesn't remember things as much as you do.
Dude, I'm sorry,
Dude, this
man.
is not...
You remember
You're not
every-
getting punked
It
right
was
now.
Boz.
There's
It
no...
was
This is it.
I think that Katy would.
So what's happening is he's saying that this woman's a poser. That's not the woman that he's talking to online for 6 years, because he was actually talking to Katy Perry. So Katy Perry's been talking to him for 6 years. So when he meets this woman and sees her, he thinks he's been duped. This woman is not the woman. This isn't Katy Perry. So he's not saying that. He's saying this isn't her. This isn't the woman I've been talking to, because this isn't Katy Perry.
Yeah, he's been talking to her. This is the real
Katy Perry.
Yeah, right here. That's the real Katy Perry.
Wow.
He's unfortunately, he can't tell the difference, and that's not our fault. Well, that's Katy Perry. You remember she was trying to tap into her eye.
She looked a little, I know. My eye had to be tapped in the other day. Last time my eye was glitching, I had to touch it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's that stuff. It seems like people, you guys all know the phrase, monkey see, monkey eat. Oh, this is what's happening right now. You see it on television, and it must just be true. Unless you're this guy. This guy actually is legitimate.
Well, I'm sure he believes it. Oh, this guy.
Look at that.
Yeah,
look how fast
ninja
he goes.
Speed.
Yeah, look at that.
Like
He actually knows too. He's like, look at that. He looks straight at the camera. He knows how fast he is.
This almost goes with that woman who was asking if those the ninjas came and kidnapped her family.
Yeah, she was asking for money for karate classes.
Yeah, I think this guy was.
Do you want me to pull that? Hey, Jamie, do we still have that video?
I think it got deleted into the vortex.
We'll have to cut it halfway because it starts getting bad. But I think Jamie can pull it up. I mean,
okay.
They came to us one night and all dressed in black, and they had their face covered.
I bet that guy was the instructor.
And it was.
Yeah, they were ninjas.
Yeah, so ninjas came and took her family. So she's asking for money so she can go to karate classes and then go back and take her family back, which is admirable. It is admirable.
But they need to take lessons from the geese.
Oh, wow.
Look at that pigeon.
That guy swallowed him whole.
For those who think animals are loving.
That's a lot of love right there.
Yeah, but see, this is actually real ninja action.
Look at that. Wow. All that's left is the hair.
Even the animal's confused.
Wow.
Yeah, it's done in totality.
Look at that. It looks like you got a mustache now.
The seagull said, I'm...
Whoa, it almost got...
Got him.
Man, if that would have hit the windshield, you would have seen a squirrel and a bird fly out of that thing. It's like, when did I hit both?
Yeah, but I think that's why people have to realize what they're asking for, because they might just get it. You want to be a ninja instructor, or that one woman, I just want to be ninja.
Yeah, you can take Chow down if you want.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of these. They're always white people. That's what's interesting. They all want to be ninjas, or they claim ninjas are kidnapping their family. They're showing you how fast their hands move because they're ninja speed.
Yeah, that guy knew. I don't know if that was delusion or if that was legitimate. I'm still struggling with that. The guy who was so fast. Like, he looked straight at the camera because he knew it was like, it's Jason Bourne. Like that.
You see how fast that was?
It's Jason Bourne. Yeah, well, here's one more video of delusion that I guess I'll show, and then we can move on, but...
Yeah, I'm 8 years sober.
I'm 8 years old.
Yeah, well, I try to deter other people struggling with alcoholism. How long you been struggling with it?
I'm not struggling with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm a teacher and a mom, and
Okay, yeah.
It's Memorial Day weekend and it's a cookout.
Yeah.
No. I'm good. I hear what you're saying, though.
I went through denial too. It's.
Oh, can you walk away, dude? Seriously,
Yeah.
live your own life. Good for you, though.
You want $1? Yeah.
I'm 8 years old.
She was like, screw you. But hey, good for you though. Like, because he's 8 years sober. But he was just trying to help her out. She was like, oh no, I'm just a mom and a teacher. Not actually drunk. She's like, oh yeah, denial. I was in denial too. That's when she gets really mad. She just walks off.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when people, lose the perception. We saw the perceptional reality fluctuation with that truck with the bridge. What you see is not always what you get. And that happens to everything, not just people. It happens to creatures too. Just like this guy.
Whoa.
Like, he doesn't realize he's not a human.
Whoa.
He's straight. He thinks he's a power lifter.
Where can I get one of those?
He really thinks he's legit. Some people just have to figure out, do they really have an addictional issue? Like all this confirmation. Do they really have an addictional issue? Are they a real human? Or are they just a crawfish over here pushing dumbbells?
Oh, that's insane.
Wow.
That thing probably could go identify as a human.
Yeah.
And be somebody.
That's why people need to figure out what they're doing.
That literally looked like that lobster on SpongeBob.
And Mr. Krabs?
No, there's a lobster on SpongeBob. He's like he's a bodybuilder.
Oh,
He looks
yeah, that
just
guy.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his name is Larry. I ain't talking about King.
Talking about the cable guy.
No. Talking about the crustacean.
That's good. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, there's nothing imitating about that crab. That is real sea life.
Well, I mean, I can show you guys one more thing that to me is a little delusional too, that I don't know what to do with it either, is this creature. This is actually a legitimate creature. But I'm telling you, this is a legitimate creature. And I think he's confused too.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Maybe people in the comments can tell us what this is. Actually, I know 100% you guys will. I don't know what it is, but this is real. I thought this was like a sock puppet.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I think that's what it is.
No,
it's gotta be.
I'm telling you, this is real.
Ain't no way.
Yeah. Well, you guys tell us in the comments, but that's more of this delusion. Do you have an addiction problem? Are you an alcoholic? Are you a crustacean doing Larry King's push-ups? Are you getting sucked into the delusion with trucks crossing bridges? And do you believe sock puppets are real?
Yeah, that's weird. Reminds me of a cat I saw the other day.
Wow, that's real. Actually, it looks like Thor.
Looks like Simba.
Yeah. Look at that chin.
I know. It's bigger than mine.
It's actually Thor. What's his name? Chris Tommingsworth or something?
His name is Black Panther.
Yeah, wow, that's real. See, there's
the
a lot
music
of
behind it too. It's like some kind of Polar
homage.
Express.
There's a lot of deception out there, guys, and you guys need to, wake up.
Yeah.
We're exposing the matrix here.
You need to tune into what we got going on.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know that I've smoked pot.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully while you're smoking pot, you don't get slapped in the face with fish, as it's raining fish literally from the sky.
Oh, wow. That's sick. Wow. You can take that home and eat right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's literally raining fish.
Whoa. Don't run over it. Wow. I would be picking all that up right now.
So I don't know what you guys are smoking.
Yeah, good stuff, apparently.
Beware. Well, leave us out with a banger. What else you got?
Well, you guys have seen those videos of people flying drones really fast and through little tiny crevices. If you haven't, I'm going to show you one of them at least. But I was thinking, if AI can do this, we're all cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Our goose is cooked. But this is what I'm talking about, and we can talk more about it. But
well, if a human can do this just off a computer screen, clearly AI. This guy's playing Star Wars. That's real life video game.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's probably a really expensive piece of equipment. So there's no reset button on that. He's got a video of it. He's flying. He probably got the goggles on. He's flying. It's like he's literally in a real life, Star Wars or whatever. Anyway, and he has a bunch of these videos. He does this all day. There's hundreds of these videos that he does. And like you were saying, that's what I was getting at. So if a human could do this, think about what AI can do. Especially if AI is going to be able to take all this information and just download it instantly. You're not going to be able to run. That thing's going to right between your legs.
But yeah, and just assuming that there's like swarms of them, like when the military utilizes it.
Yeah.
And it's autonomous.
Yeah.
Connecting with their autonomous tanks that we showed. There's autonomous by Ghost Robotics. Those autonomous robotic dogs with sniper rifles. And now we're going to have autonomous drones. So you got the drones for the spy. The drones will go into every little crevice and be a spy. Even if you shoot it, it got you. And then it's going to communicate to the autonomous robot dogs with the sniper rifles and the machine guns. And then they're going to start budging into your door. And then if it's a large bunker, you're going to have the autonomous tanks coming in and blasting it away. And then we showed in another video, they have now AI flown F-16s. So then they're going to drop it on you. So they're already preparing the whole arsenal. The autonomous drones, the autonomous robotic dogs, the autonomous tanks, and the autonomous F-16s. Why do we need human soldiers?
Why do we need free autonomy if we're all just automatons? Or at least we will be.
Well, at least the military will be automatoned.
Automatoned. Yeah, here's another one.
I'm trying to get this is a public level. This isn't government.
That guy's a public servant.
Yeah.
You could watch it. It feels like a roller coaster. Like sometimes these are just soothing to just watch. It's kind of satisfying. He's just going through every little nook and cranny. And he's got 19 million views on this one. Well, nobody's perfect.
AI will be.
I know, but nobody is perfect. Now, some kind of sentient body might be able to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like you have AI and then you have NI.
And then you have OI.
Yeah. But right now we just operate on NI, natural intelligence.
Or we're just operating on iPhone.
Yeah, it's iPhone. But I'm not an iPhone yet. I'm a PC.
Are you an Android?
No, I'm autonomous, not an automaton.
That's good. Well, I appreciate all of that, colleague. I just will leave everybody with this one last video that will help quantify what is coming on the on-rise and why we need autonomous, vehicles, autonomous soldiers, autonomous objects to do our work for us, because soon we're going to end up like this woman. So there's this woman and she's just stuck. She just got stuck in the matrix.
Peace be still.
She doesn't know what's happening. She can't move until the time has expired. And once the time has expired, all will go well. Like her shirt's moving. And she's still just stuck in a matrix.
If you go near the character in the game, sometimes it sets them free, but you have to go into that proximity era.
Well, that was a long glitch. And so clearly there's something, the code messed up somewhere, got corrupted somewhere.
Yeah. It was looping or something. And she was just sitting there.
Well, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's episode 105, Frequency Fallout. It's all going to be coming down the pipeline soon. This is one of the few presidencies I'm excited for. I'm not going to vote still, but I'm excited because whoever's going to be in it, they're going to be dropped with everything. The stock market crash, the category 6 crash, the housing market even more not crashing, projection of high astronomical housing costs and nobody can buy anything because even if you have property, you won't be able to afford house insurance, trash. It's all going to be trashed and crashed on whoever's coming. And
they're gonna pick the economy up and then they're gonna drop it on our head.
Yeah, like right now, NVIDIA is so high through the roof. The AI chip company. Well, they make graphic cards, but they're the chips that make the H100, Blackwells, all that for AI. They are expected to be the most valuable company in the world by the end of the year. And I think everybody's riding the AI choo-choo train. But I think after the presidency, there's going to be something that causes this bottleneck. And ultimately, I already talked about it, which was the energy enigma, which I explained in that episode, that you're going to have to deal with where you're going to get all this electricity. And I think that's going to cause the tumble crash, which then that's going to trickle everything else, which then if all these things hit sequentially, the stock market crash, energy crash, category 6 trash, housing prices go through the roof because nobody can afford house insurance, trash. The president's going to be trash.
Is there any room for more garbage or just all trash?
I already showed you the fish are flying from the sky.
Yeah, well, that's not garbage though. That's still useful for now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But the hurricanes are going to be sucking up the fish and dropping them in a house near you.
And remember, kids, the next time that somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, oh yes, they would.
Absolutely. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's episode. As always, consider hitting that join button and becoming a TTTV member. Check out our audio podcast on Spotify, iTunes, all the platforms. We go live on YouTube every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So check us out there and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe and hit that like button. Like. And leave us a comment. Questions of anything you saw in this video. We would appreciate that as well. But as always, that's colleague. And I am host. Alice is not here today. She's taking a sabbatical. She has been for about a week, actually for about half a year. But she might be back soon. So you guys be on the lookout for that. But
second Parasia.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. But until next time, this is Toilet Time TV. We took you to the bottom of the toilet hole. We're signing out.
Say goodbye to my medium-sized friend.